Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Very Reasonable Pilots podcast. I'm your host, Charles Long, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Cloth. How are you doing today, Jake?
I'm alright. You?
I'm doing good. And first things first, I would like to thank our sponsor for this week,
And we have a
the
sponsor.
New York Yankees.
They did. Okay, that's cool.
They sent us all their merch, wall things, hats.
You're just saying that because I have a New York Yankees.
Yeah, you have a
background.
Yankees thing, and you don't live in New York for some reason. You have a Yankees thing up.
That is true.
I don't understand.
You're also not in New York.
Yeah, I don't have a Yankees thing up. I just am wearing my Yankees codpiece, but you can't see that.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see. I am wearing a bandana to get my hair up because my hair's really long. So I kind of
Yeah, I noticed that.
I kind of have like a Quint from a Jaws vibe going. The whole like scraggly facial hair and bandana up and stuff and crazed eyes. Got it.
Definitely the crazed eyes. I'd say that's
Yeah.
true. But unrelated to this character from Jaws.
And the New York Yankees are our sponsor for this week. Go Yankees! They'll cheat all they want. They love it. They're all about it.
You don't know what you're talking about.
New York Yankees. I'm walking it. That's the catchphrase.
I don't think anyone says that.
Hey, I'm fucking walking it. New York slice. That's what they. That's their motto. The New York Yankees have a slice of these. Why don't you?
God, I can't wait to cut all this out. Anyway, so as every week,
Yes.
we come up with these brilliant pitches for TV shows.
Yes, we do.
And you've got one that's mediocre, apparently.
So mediocre, it'll make you cry. All right.
Okay.
The pitch idea. I don't have a title for it yet, so I need help figuring out a title.
Nice.
What? Title comes last. So it's Space 7-Eleven.
Okay.
So it's centered around a like convenience store that's just on an asteroid floating around space. You know? And there's
No, but yeah.
Okay, there's an asteroid with a convenience store on it, and it's floating about space, and there are a bunch of kooky characters who work there, and it's just about the weird people that wander in from all over the universe just to buy like snacks and stuff. I had the idea for this show when I was walking through my local Royal Farms when I lived in Baltimore, Maryland. I lived there, and
It's unnecessary.
okay. I lived in Baltimore at this time, and I was going to a Royal Farms. And this was the Royal Farms I went to pretty much once every 3 days. And I was with a mutual friend of ours. And I wandered in, and it was like the middle of the night. And it was this old woman working there. Like a couple people behind the counter, like making the food. And this like, I don't know where he was from, but he was European. Like this tall, statuesque European man. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I bet these people see some weird fucking characters every night. Like, they have probably repeat visitors and just strange people who wander through.
They probably are the weird characters.
That too, but like, because I lived in an area with a large-ish population of homeless people, and just, you know, people who did drugs. So I just imagine a lot of people wandered through being real weird. But I just remember thinking to myself that these people have to see some weird motherfucking people throughout the night. So I imagine that this is basically they're on the perpetual night shift. You know? Like, It's basically always that weird time in between, like, the world waking up, but before a lot of weird people have gone to sleep. Yeah. Like, in between, I'd say 11 and 3 a.m. is that time. But it's always that time there. Not literally, but figuratively for the customers they're getting. So, our first person who's working there, his name is Jeffrey. He was a human. He is a human. He was abducted and implanted with a universal translator, so he can speak with anyone who walks in. But it sometimes glitches out, And so he'll like kind of, you remember Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
He'll like glitch out and like twitch and like short sometimes, and other times when it glitches out, he'll accidentally like say a curse word in their language, or like he'll say something he didn't mean to say in their language because he's got the universal translator. And we don't really explain why he's there. And there's no... I'm trying not to make an overarching plot. There's just, like... Jeffrey... He's not trying to get home or anything. He's just hanging out in space with weirdo aliens.
Does he work there?
Yeah.
Is he, like, stock shelves or something?
He's the lowest rung. He's the like, errand boy. He runs, he goes, gets people things, and he's just constantly freaked out by weird aliens that wander in. And not just aliens, just, like, weird... beings that kind of find their way to this place. Our second is a totem robot. You know what a totem is?
Sort of.
Like a Native American totem with...
Like a totem pole.
Yeah, like a totem pole. It's got like 3 heads on it.
Yeah, but that's not always what a totem is, but yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember totem. I couldn't remember what it was called. Don't worry. Yeah, so they've got 3 adverse personalities. There's one who is a smoking, rude, mean person. His name is Larry.
Is he an alien?
No, this is the...
Oh, it's the part of the totem pole.
Totem pole robots. 3 distinct personalities for each head of the robot, but they can't get away from each other.
How does he smoke if he's a robot?
He's got like a robo cigarette. He's got an electric cigarette.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
no, he made an electric cigarette, so that makes sense. He still consumes the nicotine somehow, but yeah, gotcha.
Maybe he just does it for the aesthetic. Aesthetic.
Okay. Know how much you love that word.
I hate it so much. I couldn't bring myself to say that I loved it. I tried to say that, I love it so much, but I couldn't. I physically couldn't. So.
And you just used it in the context which you hate.
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny.
Yeah. And then we have, so his name's Larry, the rude, smoking, mean one. Then there is Curly, who is a vegan, obsessed with, like, true experience, and, like, reaching outside of his robotic metallic shell to experience life as organic beings do.
Yeah.
So I imagine that those two are on the opposite sides of, like, being nice to one, and the other one's, like, rude. One's, like, vegan and all that. And then there's one, his name is Fred. And he is overly apologetic and polite. And he is sort of the person who, like, keeps, everything on track. He's in the middle. So you have Larry on top, Fred in the middle, Curly on the bottom. We can mess with the names. I was going with the Three Stooges thing. Larry, Curly, and Moe. But I think it'd be funny if we went, his name's Larry, his name's Curly, and then somebody was like, his name's Moe, and it's like, no, that's Fred. Where'd you get Moe for? That's a weird name. Moe.
Moe? Who would name their kid Moe?
Yeah,
that's pretty
it's
fucked
fucking
up.
stupid. So they're basically like the id, the ego, and the superego, right? You've taken basic psychology, I assume? Freudian
no,
stuff?
actually.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, for all of our listeners at home who haven't taken Freudian psychology, the id is basically your animalistic desires. Your ego is basically, if I'm, this might be incorrect, but your ego is like what society expects of you, and then your superego is kind of the in between, the battleground for both. So that's what these 3 guys are like. Then our third employee at this place is a rocknoid named because that's all he can say is
Oh, okay. He's like a brute character.
He's like an enormous mute rock man who works behind the counter. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. You put the thing you want to purchase on the counter, and he'll like take your money, put it in the tray, put it in a bag, or like say, or he'll like point to the bottom and he'll say, please show ID. But we can have like different substances require different ages. So like cigarettes are 18 and up, alcohol is 21 and up, and then like
all the weird drugs.
Slurgenfergen is 50,000 and up, and you just have to show your ID.
50,000.
50,000 years old or up. If you want to buy ultra porn, that's 130. That's a Futurama thing. He doesn't watch Futurama, folks.
I don't.
He's never seen it. He
brings it up.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Guessing that's from Futurama.
That's a thing. All right, our fourth employee is a Venetian. She is a tall, perfect, statuesque humanoid, but she's alien. She's like got purple skin and like pointed ears and like bigger eyes, but she's like the perfect looking person, but she's very shallow and she's completely obsessed with Earth culture, but largely misses the point on everything.
What do you mean?
Sort of like a Drax style character, but she's not stupid. She'll watch like A Christmas Story. You've seen A Christmas Story, I assume.
Oh, and you'll be like, yes, the greed. He should have stayed greedy.
He's like,
could have kept his money.
I think I understand this movie. And then Jeffrey will be like, oh yeah, what's it about? It's like, never let your dogs near dinner, or something. She'll watch The Grinch and be like, he's gonna have a heart attack. Like, that's not good for him. She won't get it. And she's working there to try and afford a car to like buy it on her own, because she comes from a planet where she is like rich, so she's trying to work for herself and get her own money. And then our final employee is her name is B. We'll just call her B. It's B repeating. So
sick.
B repeating.
I can't see it. Yeah, I gotcha.
So just B, but we just call her B, because, whatever. And then our final character, Glurf, is a shapeshifter. He's kind of the mischievous prankster of the group who works here, and he's a shapeshifter who usually is just kind of like, he walks around as like a blobish thing, or maybe we can come up with a design for him. But he will occasionally transform himself into various objects around the store to play practical jokes on someone.
Oh no.
So maybe an episode idea I just had off the top of my head, because that's how we do this dumb old thing we do.
That's how you do it.
Is that it's how I do it. It's not how you do it. You usually have a plan. I have episode ideas, but one I just had is that like he transforms into something to like get a nap. Like, he transforms into a bag of chips to take a nap because he doesn't want to do work or whatever. He doesn't want to warm up.
And someone will take the bag of chips and buy it.
Yeah, he buys the chips and then he finds himself, like, on a weird, maybe like an alien warlord spaceship. Like, where it's like a Klingon-style race that's obsessed with war. And he's got to figure out how to get out. And then everyone else, like, on the asteroid is just like, he's probably just ditching work. And like moves on and does the A plot for the show. That could be the B plot for that episode.
The B plot is that he's on an alien, like, warship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, he has to escape an alien warship, while the rest of the characters have to deal with like a wild dog has gotten loose in the store and we have to catch it, or something like that. So some customer/episode ideas I have is like, and I don't want this to be like a action show. Obviously, it's more of like a workplace sitcom comedy.
Yeah.
With some vague science fiction and surrealistic elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the first idea I had was, and this is gonna sound familiar, the devil comes in, like the real like Satan devil, horns, cloven hooves, like the whole thing, but he's got like a big trench coat and a fedora on, like the Ninja Turtles, and he's just there to like buy porn, but everyone recognizes him, so they keep saying like, Beelzebub, is that you, bro? What's up? And they're like, is it true that God threw you out of heaven because you were like, hey man, can I get my own place or whatever? And they just like kind of just keep pestering him, and like
as he's just trying to shop.
He's just trying to buy embarrassing things. Like, this is the place he comes because it's the most like out of the way place he can think of.
Yeah. To
buy like his ointment for like a rash that he has. I don't know. That's one idea I've had. Another is there's like a robotic, all-knowing robotic intelligence that has attached itself to like a guy, like a mortal man, and he's like, his body has been taken over by this robotic intelligence, and he's just kind of like
along for the ride,
and like they do something to piss it off, and it starts like wreaking havoc on the store, and he's just like, hey, I'm sorry, you guys.
I can't do anything about this.
Yeah, this is not.
It's like trying to kill them. He's like firing guns. Like, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I can't help it. Sorry.
Like he's got like Jeffrey, like he's choking him, like holding him up and choking him, and the guy's just like, I'm really sorry about this, but like there's nothing I can do. This is, it is what it is. And the end of the episode is maybe they become friends, the robotic intelligence and the guy. Or they learn to coexist in one body. Or he takes back his body from the robotic intelligence. Got that idea from watching clips of Justice League Unlimited. You know that show?
I do. I watched it when I was younger.
I watched a lot. I watched the shit out of that show when I was younger. But there's one like arc or episode where Lex Luthor and Brainiac merge into one. And like Lex Luthor, his body has been inhabited by Brainiac, and he becomes this big monster. And it's not very clear whether or not he's doing all of the like beating up the superheroes of his own free will, or if Brainiac's just kind of doing it, and Lex Luthor's just a head there, and he's like, okay. So I think that'd be funny to play around with. So,
yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Another idea, I have a lot of ideas. By that I mean I have 3 more.
Oh.
Yeah. Is a group of superheroes, like a Fantastic Four, or like a Guardians of the Galaxy style. But obviously, like, they'd have to be straight-laced for our wacky characters.
Yeah.
Like, go there, like, because they're getting snacks for a road trip. And like one of the characters can like geek out over them. He's like, "Is it true that you defeated Garbling at the Crab Nebula?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they're just like tired of dealing with these fans, and maybe their car breaks down. They're just stuck there for hours waiting for Space AAA to come fix their car. And we can see this dysfunctional superhero family. Like, the wife hates the husband, and she's like, no. I thought you were a fucking super genius, so you can't fix a goddamn Camry? And he's like, bitch, I am a molecular biologist. Where the fuck am I gonna get a fucking wrench? And they just, like, are super mean to each other, but, like, that's not how they're perceived by the media. They're perceived as being, like, the perfect family.
Mm-hmm. Like, one of them's because it's the wife and the husband, and then you got 2 other characters.
You got the Johnny Storm, one and then the Thing.
The Thing is like a drug addict. Like, he's just trying to get his next fix, and he's like he's like going around to everyone in the store, like, hey guys, like, do you know anyone that could maybe get me?
He's trying to he's hanging out in the back, just smoking cigarette after cigarette, just like, and then you go up to the Johnny Storm one, and he's just kind of like this disaffected, apathetic youth, and he's like, yeah, the big one's coming up. He's coming down real hard right now. He's coming off cold turkey right now. It's not going well.
He's like, yeah, the last supervillain we fought, he destroyed his whole stash, and it's been a rough ride.
It's been bad. He's got some at home, but home's a while away. We're still waiting on AAA, man. And then
You could.
You go.
Are you still on that idea?
Yeah.
Or are you going to the next one?
No, we're still on that idea.
Okay.
Keep talking. You were saying something.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you could have one of them one of them has like a suicide attempt, or maybe they actually commit suicide and like the space police come and everything. It's like a whole like ending moment of the episode. It's like maybe the Thing or maybe the husband commits suicide.
Maybe what if like it's just like the Thing or the Johnny Storm one commits suicide, and then the Reed Richards husband style one like uses his super science to bring him back. And it's like, you don't get off
the third time this week.
You don't get off that easy, you son of a bitch.
That'd be great.
Alright, my next idea is kind of the weirdest one yet. That's not true. But it's like a group of stoned teenagers just kind of show up. And it's no explanation as to how they got there.
How they got there,
It's like they're, trillions of miles away from Earth. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of roll up in like a minivan and get stoned in the parking lot. And maybe one of them can be like start a whirlwind romance with one of the totems. I think the bottom totem. The one who's obsessed with true experience, and he gets like obsessed with the and he's vegan, and he gets like really into the hippie lifestyle, and like halfway through the episode he's like got like Rasta beads on, and he's got like one of those a drug rug. He's wearing like one of those sweaters like with the hood, the thing, and he's just like, "This is me now, man. I'm just chilling. Don't you understand? The whole of the universe is just like in the palm of our hands." And then like Jeffrey goes like, "You don't have hands." And he's like, "It's figurative, man." And he gets into it.
How do you end it though? Do you have like, I see two options. You have them, they come up like the teenagers, they come off their high and they just sort of like dissolve and they wake up back on Earth. And like the whole high experience was just them on that planet, but they actually went to that planet and they think it was just like a weird fever dream or something.
That's some weird shit, man. Some strong shit, man.
What'd you put in this? Or you could have like them actually just drive off.
Yeah,
and they drive off the asteroid and they just sort of like.
That was what I was thinking. Like they're like, then like one of them looks at their watch and is like, "Holy shit, man! I've got school tomorrow. I've got a test." And they all like jump in the car and like drive off the edge of the asteroid, and just kind of like, it's just, and they fall off the edge. Like there's no gravity in space, but they just like drive off the edge of the asteroid into oblivion.
Yeah, it somehow works, and they just keep driving.
Yeah, and they're just like, "Man, I gotta fucking go. My mom's gonna be so pissed at me." And the last episode idea I have.
You could have them like right before they're like about to leave. You could have them, one of them like fumbling with Google Maps, and he's like, "I can't get any service out here. What the fuck, man?"
He's like, "Oh man, do you guys have like a map or something?" And they show him like a map of the constellations, and he's like,
"Sweet, man.
I don't know how helpful this is gonna be, but thanks, man. Do you guys have any Funyuns? Funyuns would be more useful right now."
You could do like episodes later. You could do like a end credit scene where it's like them in the car still, and he's like, "Come on, man, you just gotta make a left at Orion. What are you doing?" Like they're still driving home.
They're like, they've been stuck in this minivan for like weeks now, living off of like a bag of Funyuns and like a big gulp of Pepsi. And they've all like,
you could see like all disheveled in the back.
They're all like skinny,
excrement and all that stuff.
One of them is mysteriously missing, and there's some blood on the ground. They're like, "Yeah, Harold didn't make it, man. He was just not cool." But they somehow have enough weed to always be high.
Be high. Yeah.
They've got like 60 pounds, but they don't have like water or food. And the last idea I had is like one of those Soviet rockets with a chimp or a dog or something in it lands on the asteroid, and the crew like adopts it as their own, and one of them, maybe the shapeshifter Glarf, can be suspicious because he doesn't trust things that can't talk or something. He's got like I don't trust things with tails. Like he's got a weird thing.
It's like this really adorable dog.
Yeah. And
he just doesn't trust it for some reason.
He's like snooping around and trying to figure out what's up with this dog. And he like eventually deduces that the dog is perfectly normal and there's nothing to be afraid of. And at like the end of the episode is like it turns into a Thing style, like the Thing style monster. Just like this gigantic mound of like flesh and teeth and tentacles, and just starts like wreaking havoc, and they have to like kick it out. Or maybe the rock just like picks it up and throws it into a sun. Damn. I think we should come up with some like job titles for these guys.
So we got the rock guy who's the cashier, right?
Yeah.
We got
the human who's a stock boy.
The human's like a stock boy, yeah. What's the other character? The robot totem thing?
The robot totem. Maybe he can
manager.
Yeah, maybe manager and / like janitor.
And then it's the like the princess rich person, right?
Yeah. Well,
would be a dumb job.
The totem.
That could be like a coffee stand. She could be the barista.
Yeah, the totem is like one of them is the manager, and the other one is the janitor, and then the middle one is like unemployed. So they have to take care of both those jobs.
Oh, three, yeah.
And maybe she can be like, I don't know, what other jobs are there in a.
You're running out of jobs at a grocery store. You could have like a
barista / like
let's go with barista.
Coffee girl, coffee person, but it's like she brews all sorts of weird alien coffees.
Yeah, so it's like weird drinks. Mm-hmm. It's not just coffee. There's like weird teas and.
It's like this.
I don't know. You can make up the names of some beverages.
Yeah, and then Glurf can be the chef. Like he stands behind the counter and like. You know, and
which one's Glurf again?
He's the shapeshifter.
Oh, that's right.
But like, you know how in like 7-Elevens they just kind of have to like turn the hot dogs?
Yeah.
He just does that. Like that's his job.
It's like an unbelievably easy job. Every like hour or two, he has to just turn the hot dogs a little bit. That's it.
And I think we can have a running gag as to like they have a bunch of like Earth snack foods.
Yeah.
Like alongside weird alien snack foods.
Uh-huh.
And we just never explain, like, who delivers the Pringles shipment? Like, who's coming out this way to deliver the Pringles shipment?
You get them an episode where, like some average, like, just, it's like a side plot of the episode, like a side little thing that happens where, like, a normal Pringles delivery man shows up and, like, drops off a crate. And then they're like, hey, like, maybe he's, like, good looking. And the barista, like, tries to, like, invite him in to, like, hang out for a bit. And he's like, nah, I gotta be in New York in an hour.
Yeah, I gotta.
And he just drives off. Yeah, that's right.
See ya. Talk to you later, babe. Or maybe he, like, gets in there thinking it's just a normal delivery job, and there are all these horrifying alien monsters, and he's just, like, he has a heart attack. And they're like, we got a lot of free Pringles, I guess.
That would be a good one if, like, there was 2 delivery men, and, like, one was the consistent one who's, like, super normal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, one day...
He, like, shows up, and they're like,
sent a different guy.
It's like, oh, Dave was sick today, so we sent Stuart, he's our new guy. And he gets there, and he's like, and he, like, freaks out, and he has a panic attack, and they have to, like, bring him back. And he, like, I'm imagining a scene, he walks in, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna need somebody to sign for this. And then he looks up, and there's, like, maybe the Venetian, she can be, like, part bug. So she's got, like, pincers, like praying mantis on her face. Yeah. And he just looks up and sees her and, like, looks over, and there's a big rock man. And then there's a giant glob man who's a shapeshifter. And he, like passes out. And they have to wake up. And they've just got this guy. They're like, anyone know what we should do with him? They're like,
And they just sort of have him until the next shipment of Pringles come in.
Yeah.
With Stuart. He's like, I'll take him back. It's alright. It was his first week.
Yeah, alright.
He's not used to it yet.
Have a good one, you guys. Stay safe. There can be a serial killer who's been, like, stalking that part of the galaxy, and they'll, like, listen on the radio. And they'll be like,
Yeah.
this just in. Crazed axe murderer William J. Buckley has just escaped from Barrister's insane asylum. His fave method of assassination is with a giant axe made out of stone. He's known as the caveman for this very reason, or something. And, like, they just keep bumping into people who, like, people keep
Fit the
walking
description
in.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly, like the hash-slinging slasher from SpongeBob. Like, just people who more and more match the description keep showing up throughout
There's
the
like
episode.
a lumberjack convention going across the street.
And they keep,
Like,
like
there's all these axemen walking in.
the rude robot just keeps shooting them. Because he's like,
Yeah.
it's the murderer! And they're like, fucking, come on, Larry. Alright, throw the body in the incinerator. Or no, actually,
I probably just use it for hot dogs.
yeah, we're running out of meat for the hot dogs. Toss it in. It's all the same, right? And Jeffrey's like,
Maybe you could have like, so the rest of them don't realize, but the glob guy, what's his name?
Glurf.
Glurf.
Mm-hmm.
He could be like, yeah, I'll get rid of the body, and you just see him like go into the back and toss him.
Yeah.
Toss the body into like the big hot dog machine.
And it's just grinding it.
And you see like a big conveyor belt full of other bodies as well. So like they're talking about this serial killer, but obviously he is like a mass murderer because he uses all these bodies for hot dogs.
Yeah. And like the end of the episode can end with Jeffrey like taking a bite of a hot dog, and then he pulls a fingernail out of his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, you undercooked this one, man." And he like just keeps eating it. So yeah, that is my idea for a television show.
I like it a lot. That was funny. You feeling animation or you feeling live action?
Live action if we can get the budget, but it seems like it would be more suitable for animation, seeing as there are a bunch of weird aliens.
And it's in space as well. Much easier to draw space than green screen it all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my idea. And I'm thinking each episode is maybe 15-20 minutes long. Not long episode. We're just, let the jokes sit and then we go.
Is it live action? Are there any actors that you were like, this person would fit this role?
No, although I think just now, Jack Quaid, the guy from The Boys, Huey from The Boys, would make a very good Jeffrey, I feel. He's got this certain look that I'm digging it.
Jeffrey, okay. Is he gonna be cursing a lot? Because that's kind of Jack Quaid.
He could...
At least in The Boys.
He can curse a lot, but I imagine Jeffrey is a bit tentative. But not, naive. He's just, a little weirded out because he's in space.
Wait, Jack Quaid. I was thinking... Never mind.
Who were you? You were thinking You were thinking of Carl Urban, weren't you?
Yeah, Carl Urban.
No.
Not Jack Quaid. Yeah, Jack Quaid looks like he looks like the discount version of this other actor, but I can't think of his name.
Dennis Quaid?
Damn it. No.
Simon Pegg.
There's an actor that looks just like him that when I first saw him, I was like, hey, is he this guy? And then I was like, oh wait, he's not, because he's not that old.
Michael Cera.
I don't know. I'd have to think. I can't.
Okay. What was he in?
Quaid. I can't think of it.
God,
Charlie,
you're the
I'm
worst.
sorry.
Well, you know who isn't the worst? Our listeners.
Bill Hader.
Okay. Yeah, he does look
Looks
like Bill Hader.
It's just like Bill Hader.
But I think Jack Quaid's young enough. Younger. I think he would be better because he's younger. I imagine Jeffrey is mid-20s.
Looks just like Bill Hader.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Bill Hader.
You should get Bill Hader.
Okay, we'll get Bill Hader to voice the robots. How's that?
Okay.
Does that make you feel good?
And we'll have a joke that they look similar.
Yeah. People always tell us we look the same. It's that's they all agree that the totem robot and Jeffrey look the same. Jeffrey's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Alright, I would like to thank everyone for listening to this podcast. You are all beautiful souls. And you can join us next week when we'll be talking about something else. Something different. Something exciting, maybe. Or boring, maybe. Who knows? But you know who doesn't know? Our sponsor. The New York Yankees.
They're not actually.
They're not, obviously not.
In case you were wondering.
I wish.
Check us out on Spotify, and Google Play, iTunes, everywhere that's not Stitcher.
Yeah, fuck Stitcher.
Actually. Well, I wouldn't say that. What if they contacts us? And
Okay.
like, hey, we love you.
Okay, if Stitcher wants to make a podcasting deal, I would love it. I'll shill for Stitcher. I don't care.
We can't shill for what's it called anymore? Quibi. They're dead.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we ever talked about that, but they're dead.
Yeah,
it's over.
We could have gotten a Quibi show, I feel.
We probably should have sent a few episodes in.
Yeah.
Netflix, maybe. We could probably get some.
I think we have to
they're getting some competition from those other streaming services.
We have to start lower. I think we start at Netflix and Hulu and HBO Max, and then we move down to Amazon and Apple streaming or whatever. And then we move down to Crackle and shit like that. We could do.
Wait, so we're gonna start at Netflix and go all the way down to Crackle?
Yeah, we're starting at the top and then you just slowly move down, and the bottom is Quibi, and below that is a podcast.
It's like a YouTube, podcast. Well, we're already at the bottom, so we got nowhere to go but up.
Nowhere to go but up. So thank you everyone for listening. I've been your host, Charles Long. With me as always, my co-host, Jake Loth. He is a lovely co-host and editor of this sweet, delicious content you're listening to now. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, or ring that bell if you feel so inclined, and have a good one. I love you all. Bye.